Hey guys, it's Billy's RC here. In today's video, I'm going to be installing a new servo on my Losi 8ight Nitro. So last time I was driving this thing, I was driving it around in the neighborhood and just doing a test run for when I would actually go out and bash it, but that didn't actually happen because the servo, the one that controls throttle, went out on me, and it pretty much what happened was that it stripped out. And it actually also burnt out as well. The motor actually stopped working, and it actually did a runaway. So essentially, what happened was the throttle was stuck at full, and I wasn't able to, do anything. So I couldn't close that carburetor or put on the brakes or anything like that. So that was kind of sucky. But I didn't break anything. The only thing that really happened was the tires kind of came off. But now I have a replacement for it. And it is a Savox SC12 58TG servo. So that's usually my go-to servo for any scales, generally buggies or throttle servos in general. So yeah, let's crack on. So here we are, guys. Here is the truck kind of opened up and kind of dissected a little bit. So what I've already done is I've already taken out the old servo and I'm throwing it away, really. And over here I actually have a kind of a metal tray full of the stuff that I need to actually rebuild this. So I got the the receiver cover and pretty much all the screws. So last time I tried to use a 1.5 millimeter wrench to actually get these screws off right here, but it actually doesn't use 1.5. Well, it kind of does. You can fit it in there, but you're more likely to strip them out. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm actually going to try to use this one. Let's see if that actually fits. Yeah, I think it's actually going to fit better than my old, or the 1.5. So the reason why I go with these Savox servos is because really, I've been using these for almost a year now. I think I've actually been using this particular servo for actually a year now. So let's get this thing open. So cutting open the actual servo, it's a kind of a budget servo, but it does. You get what you pay for. So pretty much it's not insanely fast, but it's not insanely slow either. So but for beginner it's extremely fast, because I remember the first time I actually tried one of these, I bought it from somebody on the track, and I basically, like, it's just like it's some insane speed for me. But here's one brand new. The specs on it, if you want to read up on that, I'll leave like a link in the description to where you can see, but it's got some pretty good specs. I wouldn't recommend using it in a truggy steering servo, but I would use it like as a Nitro throttle servo or like a buggy steering servo, but I wouldn't use it for a truggy steering servo. So it's going to go in here, and I'm going to be using a old steering horn from my Losi 8ight buggy. So here it is, guys. I'm going to be using the horn on it, so I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to try to reroute some of the wires in here and let you guys know what's going on.
central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increasing cloudiness by tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area, 72 at Garden City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks of Laurel.
Okay, so now I'm actually done with installing the servo part. So some of the screws actually really didn't go in quite as easy as you guys can see there. I was kind of wrenching it in with my needle nose, but so now what I'm going to do, and I do this every time I install any new servo, I will actually boot up my radio. Since this is a more advanced radio, you can really only do this with this kind, when you can like set parameters and stuff. So it's set to my MBX 8. Let's actually let's go to my Nitro 8ight. So here it is. If you guys can see there, Nitro 8ight. We're going to scroll down until we see, well, first of all, I'm going to reset the trim, and it seems like it's already fine. And the brakes seem okay. I'm going to leave it at 87. Or actually, you know what? Let me see if I can adjust that. So I'm gonna adjust brake until it hits 50. So 67, 66, 65, 64. And that is 50. You guys can see there. So now that it's set on 50, I'm going to plug in the receiver pack. So let's try it out. See how fast it is. You can't really see it right now, but I guess I'll put it on just so you guys can really see. I'll actually get a closer look in on that. So it's not really fastened on there quite all the way yet. So I wonder if it's set right. I think it should be. Alright, so alright, it's set right. So usually what I do from here is oh, sorry. Okay. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the carburetor pretty much completely closed, and then I put on the servo arm. Then I'll get the servo screw. That was in the last one actually. So here it is. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on it, just so, because I'm not going to be using this thing for like at least the next few days. Will come out. I'm just going to need Loctite on this. So now that the screw is tightened on now to the servo, it's not going to come off. And as you guys can see, if you guys aren't really too much of an expert here, you guys can see that there's way too much travel there. So I'm actually going to zoom in and show you guys what I really mean by that. So move the car a little bit. So, okay. I think it's going to need more than just 50 brake, but let me get this guys in shot. So as you guys can see, it's actually right there. It's actually forcing more, and you guys can hear that. That just really means that the servo is actually straining itself, and it seems like I didn't adjust. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to adjust some throttle trim to where the throttle slide is completely closed. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to adjust the travel. So we go in here, and we're going to go to throttle. So on the high, as you guys can see, there's way too much there, and so from full, we're going to adjust it. So select. So I think it's actually pretty good right there. The low is pretty good where it's at. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, and I'm also just going to turn up some brake just to, what the heck, is this it? I'm going to turn it up to 70 actually, so we can hopefully, oh shit, it's actually a lot of brake. Let's actually turn that down to 70, because actually it ended up turning it on to 80. Let's turn it down to 65. I think that'll be good for right now. I'll have to see how it does on the track. But that pretty much does it, guys. That's pretty much, or actually I just need to get the receiver cover on, so I'm going to do that off camera. So that's pretty much like one of the best upgrades you guys can do to these cars right out of the box is get a new servo, because the stock servos are trash. Well, at least on the Chuggy, the throttle servo is bad. So yeah, I'm glad that I have a faster throttle servo now. So yeah, we're slowly upgrading this thing, guys, but it's coming along really nicely, and I can't wait to run it the next time I go bash or the next time I go race. So thanks for watching, guys, and bye.
Low pressure and fairly heavy band.